challenge that realtors have is they don't have a big enough database and they don't follow up enough. That's pretty much it, right? Like everything falls into place once you have that. And the problem is that initially building the list is hard to do if you don't have a list and you don't have the budget, right? It's hard to invest a bunch of money in Facebook and figure that out. Even Google ads is way more expensive, where in competitive places like LA, the range of cost per lead is probably like 20 to 50 bucks, depending on what type of setup you have. So there's a lot of opportunity with LinkedIn. I think that if you are in the 0 to 250K range in your business, that LinkedIn is probably the best solution with the principles of what I'm about to share. And then if you are at the stage of 250,000 or more, and you're trying to get to 7 figures or beyond, I think that paid ads is the most scalable solution then. So with this, we're gonna go through how to do 20 a day. We're gonna just go through my history real quick so you know a little bit more about me. We're gonna talk about mindset and marketing, because from my experience, so many people get stuck promoting themselves, right? Like it's like, you mean I have to put my face out there and people see who I am, right? And I want to encourage you right off the bat that you have something that could really help people. You could help families build equity and build wealth for themselves. And my friend once told me, his name's Cliff, he said, Boz, if you're not marketing and prospecting every day, you're being selfish because you have something that you could help people, right? So just have the courage to step up and promote yourself, whatever you choose. And the biggest challenge that I think realtors will have is determining their targeting. And targeting is the biggest aspect of getting your marketing right. Momentarily, we're going to go through this guide that I developed. I literally finished it last night, and it's 55 pages. Everyone that's here, as well as I suppose anybody that watches this on Facebook Live or the recording, I'll give them the link and they can get it. And this is step by step how to do this all yourself. And all you need to do to get 20 connections a day is have a LinkedIn Sales Navigator account, and then use this automations tool that I'm going to share with you shortly. And I'm not a part of them, this tool that I'm going to share. It's just that historically it's been so challenging with every other tool that I pretty much gave up on LinkedIn in 2019 until I came across this tool. And this tool is only $100 a month. So I think it's completely worth it. Plus there's a 7-day free trial. Then after people figure out their targeting, we're going to go through 3 different ways that realtors could target. And we're going to go through crafting your connection message so that you start connecting with people at scale. And then we're going to go to automating and connecting to basically an average of 600 people per month. And if the average person moves every year, every 1 in 10 years, right? They move to a new household, and you're connecting to 600 people a month. That means that there's 60 people in there that might be moving this month, right? And over the course of a year, you can assemble a database that's 7,200 people, and about 720 of them are moving. And it's so cheap to get this that I think it's an unbeatable cost per lead scenario. And let's refer to real quick. This is what they teach in Bold. I've even got the Bold binder, Bold 2.0. And when it comes to developing your follow-up, we're not going to do too much of that messaging today, because people really get lost in like, oh, what type of messages do I send to follow up and nurture? I have examples of that in the guide that I will share with you. And then also use the plethora of scripts, such as, hey, I'm in competition to get referrals, or other scripts, and develop that later on. In Bold, they teach that you generate the leads. Once they vaguely know who you are, they become a contact, and then you cultivate until you drive them to an appointment and sale. So the math that we're looking for right now to teach on this, if I could just basically bring one solution to you guys, my goal of this webinar is to show you how to add 20 people to your database a day, and you get all of their emails, and you get about 50% of their phone numbers. 20 people a day. And so it's like we're dumping 20 plus people a day in as leads. And then once they're contacted, you move them to contacts, and you cultivate them with text, email, ringless voicemail, or what have you, to book 10 to 40 appointments to convert 2 to 8 deals. Those are possible numbers. And let me check in with the people listening. Does anybody have any direct experience getting either referrals from other agents on LinkedIn or getting business in general on LinkedIn? And if you put that in the Zoom chat, I'd love to hear what your guys' experience has been with LinkedIn. Teresa says, cool, not yet. And if not LinkedIn, do you get it from any other social media platform? And what has that been? What has your experience been like? What are your favorite ways currently, aside from referrals, right? Aside from referrals, because referrals aren't the only business that you can rely on. What is your favorite way currently to get leads? Denise says, I get leads from Facebook and Instagram. Denise, is that paid or organic? Joan says Facebook. Michael says Facebook. And Denise says paid. Yeah, Facebook has a lot of potential. I mean, you could turn on the right advertisement and generate 5 to 20 or more leads a day. In the LA area, I would estimate it would be probably buyers around $4 to $8 a lead, home valuation, Facebook ads, maybe around the $15 to $30 per lead. So let's go ahead. I thought of using a slideshow, except I already have that. And you guys are, I'm gonna share screen now. Manny, would you be able to enable the share screen function on my side? Thank you. And before I continue further, is there anything, any specific questions or anything you want to cover on this call together regarding LinkedIn? And if you would put that in the Zoom chat, that'd be great. Basically, how to get leads. Is there a search for finding new contacts? And yes, we can show you exactly how to do that. What kind of account do you need to sign up for? The answer is Sales Navigator in order to do the process that I'm going to show. And that is $80 per month. And they have a 30-day free trial. Any other questions before we get rolling? Would you assign any value to out-of-area contacts? That's a good question. I would say that yes, I might assign less value because, for example, here in Maui, I think it's 93% of business actually comes from people that already live here. It's just that we have such a big luxury department here, or such luxury side of the business here, that a lot of people still choose to target the mainland. And someone says, how do we add unknown people to our database on LinkedIn? How do we get their phone numbers? And Priya, the way that we do that is actually with the help of software. Once you connect with people, you can typically see their contact info. If you look at their page, the software we're gonna go through, that specifically can export them either to a convenient CSV, or it can export directly to your CRM. And then someone says, do we use our personal account or a new business account on LinkedIn? And the best thing is a personal account so that you're building personal relationships. And then there's another one. I always thought LinkedIn is good to grow business network. I have no idea how to reach directly sellers or buyers. And that could be along the lines of, as you're engaging people, you could specifically ask, like, can I ask, are you currently renting or do you own a home? And then you can go from there, offering more things. So there's some messaging in ways that we can develop later. I just won't go into the specific ways to engage them quite yet. And that's the last one that we have. So what I'm gonna do, this is the guide that you guys have access to. It's 55 pages. It actually took me like 2.5 weeks to write. And in this case, you can get the guide. This is the webinar you signed up for. You can get the guide by going to magnifyroi/LinkedIn-gold. That's the domain right there. And you may need to type in the full HTTP. I will email this link to everybody so that they have it. So this is where you could get the guide, and this is what it looks like. What I'd like to do is actually basically go through about the first third of it because it covers the most important things. We get to talk a little bit about myself. We get to talk about marketing mindset. We get to talk about how to target on LinkedIn, which is really where people get stuck. They're like, how do I find the right type of people? And then what type of messaging, at least to start with. And then from there, we will probably run out of time. And then you'll have the guide to work with from there. So with this, LinkedIn Gold, the guide to book 10 to 40 appointments per month. This is the outline. There's 8 different sections. And the first one is weaponizing your marketing mindset. The second one is how to create your a powerful LinkedIn profile, how to target hundreds of people per month, and then how to craft your initial connection message, how to deploy time-saving LinkedIn automations. I'm talking about if you want to send the volume of connection messages that we're gonna teach you to automate, it would take you about 60 minutes to an hour and a half a day, maybe 2 hours. That's how long it takes to do this stuff manually. And in terms of the link, let's wait to send the links just so that people don't get, well, I guess people could look right now and get distracted. Jeremy, let's just wait a little bit. I'll post it in there, and so that people will hopefully just follow along with this at this time. The step 6, right now, the most important thing, guys, is steps 1 through 5. And if you get here, you'll be on track through these steps. You'll be on track to get 7,200 connections per month. If you look at my personal LinkedIn profile, I'm currently at 15,515 people. And I've had this going for, did I say 7,200 per month? I meant per year. I've been doing this for a couple of years. The history has been, the challenges with software is I really just stopped in 2019 and picked this back up again because it finally works seamlessly. So from there, develop your CRM smart follow-up systems. We're gonna show you some templates of what different companies and people do. And then in terms of LinkedIn Premium, with this particular process, you would want LinkedIn Sales Navigator if you want to do the full automation. In fact, LinkedIn Premium basically has some features that are very similar to Sales Navigator. It's just that Sales Navigator is the equivalent of like LinkedIn's sales CRM. And the Sales Navigator software is what's required in order to integrate and automate with the LinkedIn automation tool I'll show you. So we're gonna show how to develop the CRM and follow up. And then we're gonna show how to do Zapier and integrate it between all the software so that you just basically get to focus on the contacts. And I'll show you what an example of that looks like. By the way, in terms of who this is for, this could be used for realtors. It could be used for recruiting. It could be used for commercial realtors. It could be used for luxury realtors. The majority of people that I've helped with this exact process, they've mostly been coaches and consultants. And I've yet to really crack the code for realtors because this is all brand new. This is all really, in terms of the software, this is new for me to develop the entire process specific to realtors reaching out to consumers. It's a lot easier for a business to contact a business and just start engaging them. People are on LinkedIn to do business typically. And the last section is scaling for advertising success. This is the only section I'm going to read about myself so that you have a little bit of a background. And I'll read this word for word. The rest of the guide, I'm basically going to paraphrase. So since November 2014, I've operated as an entrepreneur, helping people get customers with my paid advertising marketing agency. I built a team and innovative marketing methods of advertising with email marketing, social media, LinkedIn, direct mail, Facebook ads, Google ads, retargeting ads, and now YouTube ads. I really think YouTube is the next blue ocean opportunity. For periods of time, acquiring a consistent flow of clients to the business has been like getting punched in the face repeatedly for what feels like weeks or even months at a time. During the lowest point, during 2016, my girlfriend had to cover our rent for 1 year. I paid my team more than I paid myself during that year. Eventually, I had enough, and it was on me to become a leader and grow the business. We work with a very specific established business, building and managing complete marketing and sales automation CRM platforms. Referrals account for at least half of our clients. Our biggest success was partnering with Josh Harris in 2017 to bring his coaching business from 250,000 to 2.5 million. That's 10x in 12 months. It was actually less than 12 months. And by the way, we did it with about 900,000 in Facebook ads. However, we still retained about a 37 to 38% profit margin. And with Josh Harris, the principles of this LinkedIn process were born. We taught 400 plus students to grow with LinkedIn and then paid advertising. LinkedIn automation tools were historically difficult. They often failed to work, were expensive, required daily management, and got your LinkedIn account banned, known as LinkedIn jail. In 2019, I decided to stop using LinkedIn altogether. The time and effort was not worth it. Now the times have changed. The technology to find leverage in LinkedIn outreach finally works seamlessly. Once again, I'm consistently generating appointments and sales without having to manage automation tools for 30 to 60 minutes per day. Our company's mission is to help impactful companies accelerate growth to 7-figure revenue. I know how hard it can be to not have enough business. Helping other entrepreneurs achieve their potential is a driving power in my life. That is why I wrote this guide. You do not have to suffer. Just don't overthink. Just put your head down and focus on what you already know you need to do. Transform your life by marketing yourself to success. Best wishes to you, your business, your family, and I hope you take this information and impact your community. So this section is section 1, and it's all to show you the potential of what LinkedIn can do for you and to get your mind right. Because like I said, people really get stuck promoting themselves. They get stuck introducing themselves to new people, and they get stuck doing the follow-up because the follow-up could be so energy and time consuming. However, if you don't do it, your business is going to fail. And this process, there's an example of a CRM where this consultant named Christian, he booked 3 appointments this one day. He works with insurance companies. And this is the type of conversation they had after his automation's engaged. He just says, you know, how does Tuesday afternoon look for you? That works. I'll get back to you later. And then you could see that Christian followed up 2 days later. Hey, Tommy, does Tuesday the 8th at 4 or 5 p.m. work for you? He's like, yeah, that works. He didn't specify the time. I just noticed that. Anyways, so Christian booked 3 appointments that day. And I already mentioned my work with Josh Harris. The important part is that marketing is more mindset than anything. And my favorite book is Relentless by Tim Grover. So I pulled this quote from him. He's the personal trainer of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, and tons of other elite athletes. And he says that there's zero chance you will get anywhere if you allow yourself to become paralyzed by soft excuses and countless reasons to never get where you want to be. Trust your gut to navigate the hard road to get there. The satisfaction and sense of achievement will blow your mind when you finally arrive, knowing you arrived only on your own instincts to get there. Stop thinking, stop waiting. You already know what to do. So wherever you're at right now with your goals in your business, my question is, what's stopping you? And why haven't you reached the goals to get there yet? What's it going to take for you to really step up? Like, do you got to get mad at yourself? Do you need to be kinder to yourself? Do you need to mastermind and connect with the right people, create an accountability system? Whatever you got to do, figure it out and just get moving and start taking some massive action. So for the creating a LinkedIn profile, I'm actually just going to go through the 8 steps and then show my profile. And then if you guys check in with you guys to see if you have any questions, how to construct yours, and we'll move on from there. So number 1 is having a professional headshot. A lot of people actually get this very simple principle wrong, where they have like very serious, sad looking photos, right? Like they don't look nice. And it's important that you at least look friendly. It does not need to be a high definition, perfect headshot. iPhones, regular Androids these days can take a good enough photo to where just ask somebody if you need to take the photo up against a wall. And a banner image relevant to your business, such as real estate with like a home in the background. A job title written as a headline, and we're going to go into more depth on that because getting that headline right is super important when you're connecting to people. People actually only see your name in that headline as you request the connection. So we're going to talk about that more. And then you want to write an about section that properly describes the benefits, process, and why your company is so amazing. And you want to make sure to provide your contact information. I mean, if you have an online calendar where people could book right away, that's the ideal. This number 6, featured content such as blogs, videos, testimonials, or podcasts, that is something that is completely underutilized on people's LinkedIn profiles. And we're going to show how you can do that. Get some skills endorsed by your associates, and then also receive 2 or more recommendations or testimonials at the base of your profile. Let's take a look at my profile. It's not necessarily the most amazing profile, except the principles are there. So it's got the name, and then it says, I help real estate teams and entrepreneurs build LinkedIn sales acceleration platforms to book 10 to 40 appointments per month. See video training. Now, there's a lot that headline says. I help X industry with Y problem and Z solution. That's kind of the general formula. We get specific with, we teach people or help people get 10 to 40 appointments per month. And then we even have the call to action in the headline where we say, see video training. People can come to my profile. I've got 800 people just in the recent couple of weeks that have viewed my profile. And here's the about section. This is the bulk of where you do your writing. And this also takes the most time. I encourage you not to get stuck with the perfectionism of writing your messaging perfect and getting all your grammar perfect. Just make it good enough. Good enough is always better than done. So we provide the training video here. And if they click it, they go to this page. And from here, I have the option of deploying retargeting paid ads that will just follow them everywhere for omnipresence. And if we go further, at the bottom, it goes through the benefits, it goes through the process. What type of people we help? We help people with winner attitudes. And watch the training, book your free time, email, learn more at our website, or call or text us. All of that right there. You can copy paste these emojis from my profile if you'd like. This is the biggest missing piece that people are missing. As a realtor, I really believe that you could benefit immensely by cracking the code of being on video in some capacity. Because whether you do a slideshow presentation, you record your screen, or you do a whiteboard presentation and talk about the market for buyers or sellers or the math, whatever it is, if people see you on video, they tend to inherently trust you significantly more. And they basically choose right away, do they like you or not, or are they neutral? And that automatically filters and screens the type of clients that you want. So we provide content here. There's a video of me speaking to a bunch of consultants in the real estate space. And then there's another video that's dated. However, these are the two most important ones. I've got a video testimonial from my team leader, not team leader, my Team Kaikoa head agent, Randy Antonio. I'm on his team here. And disclaimer, Manny, I'm actually not a licensed agent. I just do lead generation and help out agents. That's the current status. I do intend to get licensed, just not yet. And then I even have a case study video on how to do Google Ads down here. So you can insert video testimonials from your clients, and that is clutch. I was watching the movie Super 8 last night, and they were obsessed with the word mint. Like, oh, that's mint. This is the mint way to make your profile, is adding tons of testimonials and getting your skills endorsed, and then receiving some recommendations. That's it for the profile. You guys have any questions about how to maximize your profile before we move on to the next section? And then what timeline are we working with? Are we trying to finish at 1:45 or an hour, or what's the timeline?
We'll need to finish by 3 o'clock.
Okay, we can do that. And not getting any questions in the Zoom chat at the moment. Hopefully I've covered everything for the profile. It talks about it in detail in this section. And let's get into the good stuff, which is targeting, crafting your message, and then automating everything. So we'll kind of do it in like 5 to 8 minute increments. It's just that targeting is so important, guys. And I'm actually going to stop sharing and go back to the whiteboard real quick. Targeting is everything, because if you're showing your ad to the wrong people, then you're going to completely miss your mark. And an example that I put in the guide is like, if you paid to advertise for real estate to people that are less than 18 years old, right? Like, your targeting is not going to reach its mark. And a macro direct mail study showed that targeting of multiple products is 60% of your results. And then what you offer is 30%. And then your exact message, which everyone gets stuck on, which is messaging and design and making things look pretty, is actually only responsible for 10% of your results. And a lot of people don't believe me. It's just that in luxury, it is important to make things look pretty. Overall, targeting and offer matter more. And specifically with targeting, there's a lot of ways that a realtor can target. And I will discuss 3. One is, let's say you can target your local area. Or 2, if you're a luxury realtor, like in Maui, you can target LA, San Francisco, and big cities where there's likely luxury people prospects coming from. Or a third option, which is actually, I think, possibly even the best option to just get started and building your LinkedIn presence and getting comfortable with it, is connecting with other realtors at scale to build your referral network. Because if you are hesitant to connect with consumers and build your follow-up system and receive some negative feedback of people telling you rotten hell or whatever, then what's going to happen is it could damage your mindset. So like right now, Randy Antonio, I actually have his profile running where all he's doing is connecting with other luxury agents to build his luxury referral network. And he's had some great connections so far with some prospects in the pipeline. So there's 3 different ways that you could do targeting right there. Now for your offer, with the example that we show in the guide, is I know a lot of people that do Facebook ads, realtors, and they want to market the home that's not selling. And I get it. However, if you're trying to build your pipeline, the simplest thing is to actually market a home that people want and then bring the buyer or prospect to whichever is the best fit for them. And you can share that, hey, we've got this home over here, right? It's better off to get an effective cost per lead with the offer of a decent home versus trying to market a piece of dirt, right? Like a lot more people will positively react on Facebook to the image on the left and check out this completely underpriced luxury home for 40% because COVID or whatever, versus check out this overpriced dirt home that is going to need a lot of time and energy and love to get back up to speed, right? So a lot of people really miss their mark with their offer. And other examples of an offer are, like, you'll see all the time are, hey, get a free training, get a guide, right? Those are things, those are offers that I present to people. It's not even the offer to invite people to a phone call and have an appointment. So it's all about the timing and presenting the right offer, depending on where people are in the buyer's process. If people are new in your funnel, you want easy to consume offer. If they're further in, you want a medium time energy to consume offer. And if they're at the bottom, you can possibly even show them an entire 45-minute webinar so that they're pre-sold before they ever talk to you. So those are 3 ways. In LinkedIn, I could show you in depth. This is an example where I went to the search function for Sales Navigator and I looked up Maui County for all these different industries: accounting, architecture, planning, banking, biotech, capital markets, civil engineering, computer and network, and more. And there's 5.5 thousand results. And if you filter them for people that are owners of the business or partners or VPs or directors, those tend to be the decision makers, and frankly tend to be the people that have money. So if you love helping first-time home buyers, great. That might not be how you want to filter. If you want to target people that are way more likely to buy, sell, or invest in the next year, start targeting business owners, because if employees in this world don't get rich, business owners get rich. So this is the filter: director, owner, partner, VP. And you can even filter for business owners of companies that have a huge company, right? You can filter for company headcount of, let's say, 51 or more people. So you know that if you're connecting with that person, they could really be a big wig. They've got a giant business. And we filtered it even further to where we applied those high company headcount filters, and we got only 322 in Maui County. So luckily in LA, you guys have, 7 million people in the area. So you've got a lot more to work with. We've got a population that varies depending on tourism, and it's in the range of 125 to 150,000. You can also exclude other realtors as you're doing your prospecting if you choose to target local consumers. Other types of things you might consider are targeting by industry, right? Business owners of banks, capital markets, venture capital, and private equity, and connecting with these people. I did a search of the states, California, Oregon, and Washington, and even included British Columbia, and included banking, capital markets, and venture capital. And we got 1.5 thousand results of people with a big company headcount. Then, like with Randy Antonio, that's my lead agent. We've got a 4-person, actually now we've got a 5-person team. We just brought on another agent and a virtual assistant. We've got his profile just connecting with other luxury agents. He's all about referrals. Randy still loves referrals. I can run Facebook ads for him all day, except he's doesn't have an ISA, and we don't actually have the agents that are capable of doing that at this time to follow up with leads at scale in Facebook. So he still generates 50 to 80% of his business from referrals. There are more things. The biggest thing is that your campaign will fail if you do not set your campaign to connect with second-degree connections. Those are people that essentially have a mutual friend, like on Facebook. They have a mutual connection. You're connected to somebody that's connected to them. And if you don't do that, you will actually ruin your connection rates and even possibly have a lot of people respond, hey, I don't know this person who's connecting to me, and then be at a higher risk of going into LinkedIn jail. So it's really important that you, when you do your search, you connect with people in the second-degree space. And then no matter what, you will get negative responses, and don't be afraid of them, right? It's just gonna happen. And according to some psychological studies, I actually used to work as a Stanford research assistant, hooking up all types of electrodes to people and showing them positive and really graphic images. And it was really interesting to see the responses of people. And some people were just like dead in the face. In my experience and from the studies I've seen, there are approximately 3% sociopaths in this world. So no matter what, there's going to be people out there that are going to hate you, right? And don't take it personally. It really doesn't matter. If you want to be big in this world, you're going to have haters. It's just going to be that way. So here's an example. Not a KW agent, left KW many years ago and owned a very successful brokerage. Please take me off your list. That happened. This was a message where I was connecting with a bunch of KW agents. And then I got that one back because frankly, LinkedIn's targeting is not perfect. You will have people, despite your search criteria, that are not the right fit filter in. That's just going to happen. The goal is to get it at least 9 out of 10 in the proper way. The next thing is we're shortly going to go into crafting your connection message, and you do want to ramp up your LinkedIn profile so you're not doing it too quickly. You can build it up within a week's time to where you're sending 80 outbound connection requests a day. And that's where you have 20 people accepting your connection, and then you get them as a contact and they go to your database. So that's why this is so powerful. Some of the math here, I actually need to fix, except you really can, at an average of 365 days a year, connect with 20 people a day, which amounts to 7,200. And let's go into crafting your connection message. So what would be the type of message that you would send to people who are, you don't even know on LinkedIn? And the easiest thing is to keep it simple. Let's look at the example where if I were targeting local consumers here in Maui, I could do something simple like, hi, first name, I'm expanding my Maui LinkedIn network of leading professionals in the area. Would you be open to connecting? Lots of people get this type of message. It's worked for 5 years. I don't know what else to tell you. It just works amazing. You can even say, hey, it looks like we have some mutual connections. If you believe in the power of strong and healthy network, let's connect. And I see you live in Maui. I'm in real estate. If you believe in the power of a strong and healthy network, let's connect. There's other examples where, let's say you're targeting a specific industry. I'm expanding my LinkedIn network of leading banking professionals in California. Would you be open to connecting? I'm expanding my LinkedIn network, or if you're targeting other Keller Williams agents, I'm expanding my LinkedIn network of fellow Keller Williams luxury realtors. Would you be open to connecting? Or you could spice things up. Like I do something such as Aloha, first name. I'm expanding my fellow Keller Williams luxury realtor LinkedIn network. I'm affiliated with X team in Maui, Hawaii. Would you be open to connecting? Mahalo, right? You can personalize it and give it that extra touch that's really your style. So that's how the type of message that you could do to send 80 connection requests a day. And the next thing, we're basically just going to wrap up the next 8 minutes, and we're going to talk about the tool and how to automate it. We're going to go over it briefly. Just know that this guide shows you step by step, and the tool, their support staff, it has prompt support so they can help you as well. So one of the biggest concerns people have is not being spammy, except if you have that type of message that we showed you, it's not, and people generally respond fine, and people are on LinkedIn to network anyways. Now, historically, software has been super expensive. I've known situations where you've had to pay $1,500 for a license to use an automated LinkedIn software that's all custom. They always broke, and they often got people's accounts restricted. And the link or the software that I use is expandy.io. And here's the website. This is so easy to use, guys. Like I feel like everyone should be doing it, because there's no harm in adding 20 people to your database every single day. So I do have an affiliate link, which saves you $10 a month. And it makes me $10 a month. So I'm not getting rich off this, except if you want to contribute and if you find value from this, I invite you to use it. The tool looks like this in the dashboard. Super easy to set up. There's really not that much to it. This guide will go through step by step, and you can ramp it up to 80 connection requests per day. You could go up to 100. You can even do automated follow-up messages. I typically don't do more than a connection message and a thanks for connecting message. All I automate. Everything from there is a personal touch. And the biggest other pro tip that I could give you before we kind of conclude is that the personal touch, like I said, of how valuable video is in the past, if you provide the personal touch of using your LinkedIn phone app to either record one 20-second or less video, that's either a thanks for connecting video or inviting them to a meet or greet video, you can use your LinkedIn phone app and send it to them as a video file in their messaging system. And it comes up as super clean, viewable video, kind of like BombBomb, right? Except in their LinkedIn feed. And that is really the number one thing that you could do to drive appointments. And here's another idea. I mean, you can even send a video saying like, hey, thanks for connecting. I'm in a competition to generate referrals right now. Can I ask, do you know anyone listening to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? You know what I mean? There's so many ways that you could do it. And I have follow-up message systems that you can review later in this guide. This goes step by step, how to create your campaign, how to assign the people, the step where you plug in your message, and then your settings where you activate it. So this is, all things considered, total time of 30 minutes or less to set this thing up. And if you did the math in this scenario, if I were to connect with send connection requests to 10,996 people. And let's just say it only took a minute per message for me to find that person and send it to them. Then that would be the equivalent of 183 hours of manually prospecting. And over the course of 4 months, I can automate a campaign to run for 4 months with this tool and save an hour to an hour and a half of a day of prospecting. And I would much more recommend that instead you focus on following up with them instead of wasting your time connecting, because this tool is just completely worth it. So that's what I'm going to end with. And I invite any questions in the chat. I'm going to check the chat now. Do you guys have any remaining questions about this? So Richard says, so basically the software will request connects every day as opposed to me hitting the connect button 80 times. Yes, and more. It will, instead of hitting the connect button, it will also send a specific message, right? Because you can send a request to people without actually sending a message by just going down the line and saying connect, 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 request connect, and just pressing a button. However, your connection rates will be significantly lower. The other thing that this does is it extracts their data, so you can download the CSV and have all their contact data. You can have their company name, you can have their address, their business address, and other things. You can have their LinkedIn profile easily accessible from that CSV. So you can actually look at their profile and qualify them. And a quick story, guys, I once called 100 connections of mine, connected with 30 people, had 27 great conversations, had 3 people hang up on me and got 1 deal. And that deal was worth thousands of dollars. And it took 5.5 hours to do it. So you don't even need a comprehensive follow-up system to use LinkedIn and get a deal. And then Teresa said, how do you get the connections in your database, export them from LinkedIn? And then she says, oh, you just answered. So yeah, you can do the export here in the tool for the CSV, and it pulls all their data. Also, later in this guide, it shows the whole step-by-step process, how to use Zapier and then zap it to your CRM of choice. I will share that Command has a limitation of the information that it will pull in, and it can only actually accept name, phone, and email. Almost every other CRM does it successfully. You can like do custom fields and map in whatever you want, except Command has that limitation. So if you were to use Command, it might be best you download the CSV, import it, and then engage your action plan, 36 touch, however you want to do it. Does anybody else have any remaining questions at this time? Okay. And then Manny, you have any other thoughts, questions, or insights on your side on how the Market Center may actually utilize this? And once again, guys, we looked at realtors using this. This could be done for agent attraction too. And I see no reason why team leaders and executives of KW should not use this as well. Okay. So Priya said, do we have to be LinkedIn Premium members to utilize this? And it would be Sales Navigator would be required to utilize this. That's $80 a month. And they also have a 30-day free trial. Another hack that you can do if you wanted to is do the 30-day free trial. And then I think you pay month 1, and then you go to cancel it, and they'll say like, hey, do you want like half off for 2 months? So you could actually go down to $40 a month. So that's something that you could do too. Anything else? Okay. Then I will put this guide in the Zoom chat. I will email it to people. I did say that people who attended would get it. And let's see.
And Buzz, first
Yes,
of all, awesome session, and we have and will have a lot of more views on our private Facebook group. If you can send me as well whatever you want to share, I can share as well on your behalf.
Okay.
And you can even share, yeah, just share whatever you feel like. And I'm going to send it out, CC you as well. So you're going to see what people are getting. And I got a few texts of people saying that this is just super awesome, super informative information. So with your permission, I'll share your contact information, your email, etc. So people can reach out to you directly if they want to get, have more questions, or, maybe they want to get some kind of inquire about your services, and maybe how you can leverage some of that through you, etc. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. What I'll do, guys, is my team typically does paid ads, and I want to help as many people get results with this as possible. So I am willing to, if there's enough demand, to do a private mastermind organized of 5 to 8 people. And I will actually show the sign up page for that. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So I created this page, LinkedIn Mastermind, get the coach and the private 5 to 8 person Slack software-based accountability group to take your LinkedIn prospect in new heights. And this is new. This is a beta program where I'm willing to help you guys do this in 5 to 8 person cohorts. And the offer that I'm offering is a 4-week program. And if people sign up today, they could do it for $397. And after that, it's $497. And one of the biggest things is that I will actually cover and do the connecting for you if you'd like, and cover the Zapier to zap the information to whichever CRM you prefer. So that's $150 in software savings per month right there. My goal is to help you guys get results. And if I know that the best thing that I can do is actually put you in a group together so that you mastermind, collaborate, and get results together. Because although I have this information and experience, if you're working with others to develop it yourself and you're collectively seeing results, that's where your belief in the potential of it happens, and you'll double down on it to get more results. So that's it. Manny, how about I email that information out, and then if people have any remaining questions, they let me know. And if there's a demand to do a group, I'll go ahead and organize that and get it done.
Sounds like a plan, my friend. I appreciate you. That was one of the best sessions we had. And we're going to share the session with you guys again. And once again, send me whatever you have, Baz, and I'll send it out with your information. People can reach out to you directly. So
excellent. All right. Great time, guys. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have success this next 12 months and really crush it. All right.
Bye, everybody. Baz, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Baz,